Hello. Welcome, Children of the Night. Welcome to another Blood City Chicago by Night Chronicle, featuring Chicago Folio and some Cult of the Blood Gods material. I am David Tveraas, your storyteller, also known as David TV Games. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch under that name, David TV Games. So last time, our chronicle ended up with us looking for some interesting ceremonies for our.
Anybody else lose audio?
I lost David.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Little audio technical difficulty here. Welcome to Blood City, a Chicago by Night Chronicle. I'd like to introduce our 4 players today. Starting with Sparkles. Jolene, why don't you tell us about yourself and Sparkles?
Hi, everybody. My name is hi.tokyoroze in chat and on Instagram. And we are playing Sparkles. I say we, the royal we, because while I am Sparkles, we are one person. And this is George, my faithful companion. And Sparkles' main objective is to make George alive one day.
And let's see if that can happen today. Now, let's move on to Father O'Shea and his player Nigel. Nigel, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm Nigel Sanford, Nubs the Zombie in the chat, and I'm playing Father O'Shea, a man from Ireland who has joined the Camarilla a long time ago and is hiding out in Chicago for a little bit of trouble he caused in his youth.
All right, thank you, Nigel. And now on to Dr. Joseph Murray. Zook, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Joseph Murray. I am an ex-surgeon who is studying the powers of magic, and apparently ghosts now. We'll see how that goes.
And last but not least, Harry, tell us about Bogdan.
Hello, yes, I play Bogdan Gregorian, who, much like Batman, likes to solve his problems with money, but unlike Batman, doesn't have a cool suit. His ambition is a secret that hopefully you'll get to discover one day. Oh, and he's a Toreador.
A mysterious Toreador, I like that. I believe we left off probably in Bogdan's apartment. Is that where everybody is?
Yes, I think.
I believe so.
Yes, trying to hide out after some incidents.
Talk about what happened. Let's see what happened last time that we remember. We got the angel back. We scanned her, and so she's clean. Yes, and I believe the plan was to go back to Bogdan's.
That seems like a pretty solid recap. So it is a new night. Could everybody please make a rouse check to, as you call upon the power of your blood, reanimate yourselves.
All right, 4 successes.
It's going to be a good night.
Good to go?
No, those are all our good rolls. Those are all 8s, too. Oh, and a 10.
Now you've exhausted them all, so it's all downhill from here.
That's it.
I got a 6, so I have a good roll coming.
You all find Leah in sort of the main breezeway there, just sort of looking out of the window at the city. Sort of a listful expression in her face.
I'll approach her and just stand next to her, quietly admiring.
She's calm.
Something on your mind, my child. Sorry for interrupting.
No. I mean, yes. I've lost so many. My friends, my companions, they trusted me. They were doing so well. We thought we were helping the city so much. But they all died just like it was nothing. It was so quick.
It's probably better that it was quick.
That's how it goes out here. One day everything's great, you're riding high, and then some random shit happens and you've lost everything.
The Lord does work in mysterious ways, but it was his will that they passed without much pain.
I lost many of my friends to hunters.
They're all dead. But are they truly gone?
Well, Mr. Harold said something about maybe being able to bring the dead back.
It's a very dark thing to think about, though, because you got to think
It's
about
so
what
cool.
actually. Yeah, but what do you lose when you die, and when you bring back, can you actually bring it all back? So, I mean, it's
When
really
you stare into the oblivion, occasionally, a bit will stay with you when you blink. But Harold was speaking more of utilizing the souls, not bringing them back.
But utilizing them, I mean, I don't know. Well, he said he's just researching it too, so I don't even know how much he knows about this.
I think it might be worth looking into.
We could reach out to him. He's at the crypt, right? Where do we drop them off?
That's right.
I don't even know where anybody is anymore.
Carol
We
and
can
Hannah were
always
left
text
there
them.
at the crypt for research.
That's right.
Oh, we can't
Yep.
text them. They don't have phones.
I imagine there's an old rotary phone down there.
How do you
I have to
use
actually
them?
correct you on those, Sparkles. They don't have the same curse as I do. They're not Lysandra.
Yeah, but if they have a cell phone, could you get service in a crypt?
True enough.
Well, I was saying I think Mr. Damien kind of forbid them from electronic devices for the time being.
We could always get them on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I understand.
Ogden, I heard voices last night. It sounded like I think she's in pain.
What do you mean? Where did you hear these voices?
Well, as I was staying here in your apartment, I remember I was introduced to her last time I was here, and well, after I couldn't stop thinking about my dead friends. I thought I heard them, but I realized it was her the whole time, and that's what's got me thinking about this. I don't want what happened to her to happen to them.
All right. I can't say for certain that it didn't, but I don't think it did. I didn't see anything around the site where they were killed.
That's good. I think. I don't know. I don't think I can stay here. I mean, thank you so much for having me, but I think I need to find another place if that's allowed.
It's fine with me. I guess you'll just have to ask the other people here.
You can stay with us, but my place is a little scary.
I think it comes down to what's allowed and what's the best choice. It may not be comfortable, it may not be desired, but staying with one of us would probably be better for your long-term survival, as well as ours.
At least for a little bit.
We need to check with the prince too exactly what's allowed because he actually gave orders. So we just got to make
Well,
sure he's up.
she is in our charge for now.
Yeah, so I guess if she's with us, it's probably still under the same rules.
I assume we're to treat her like she's one of our own, as if one of us was her sire. And to use a metaphor, she's not ready to fly the nest yet.
Okay, I think that's an easy assumption to make then.
I think we should keep looking into the hunter situation, because otherwise all their lives would have been lost for nothing.
Agreed.
I agree.
The best thing we can do is avenge them.
To what extent can we do the investigation then? Resource-wise. No.
Well,
I got nothing. I'm like out of character. I got nothing. I have no idea what we got.
No, I'm thinking too, because I mean, all we know is that they tracked them. I mean, unless we're doing some reverse IP searching based on how these guys got tracked. I mean, we're pretty dead in the water there.
No, but we know that they're all part of the same organization because they all had matchy rings, motorcycles, and they all had true faith. So they're all part of the same organization. George smells trouble.
But how do we track them?
Well, we know that they were based in that church.
We do. We could go back there and see if anything happened to
Need I remind you that church is now the under investigation for a murder-suicide.
Well,
That's right.
maybe Mr. Damien knows something.
True.
Don't worry, Leah. We'll avenge your friends.
thank you. I need some time.
Part of
though.
us now. Take all the time you need.
We could reach out to our ghost buddies at a minimum and talk to them about what they know about necromancy and this ghost research. I mean, maybe that'll help put her at ease, at least knowing whether there is or isn't you can't do something. Yeah? No?
Sorry, I was getting a delay in my audio. Yeah, I think learning a little bit more about their capabilities would give us another tool in our box, if you will.
Sure. And if they're able to talk to the ghost too, what if we're able to kill one of these guys, take their body, and then rip their ghost out of them, and we can question the ghost?
Oh, that sounds really fun.
I mean, I don't know how, I've never talked to a ghost before, but like, what kind of conversations can you have with them? And how much do they actually know? So this is all...
You can have all kinds of conversations because they're there.
I wonder how the soul of truth faith tastes.
Probably not very good.
Yeah, bitter. I'm going to go with bitter.
I'm guessing spicy.
Il picante.
Yeah, I think we should definitely go check out our ghost buddies, because maybe they don't even need a body. Maybe we can just contact one of the ghosts through the ring or something because we have an artifact from them. I don't know. I'm going off movies.
I think maybe I will text Damien and check in with him.
Yeah.
What's your message to Damien?
Let's see. Hello, Mr. Damien. This is Sparkles checking in, and we're curious if you know of anything else that happened at the church, because we noticed that there was someone with true faith, and we want to hunt them down.
The reply asks you what church. What are you talking about? Wait, was that you guys? You left quite a mess there.
Did we not tell him yesterday about this?
No, we did message him.
Yeah, we messaged him about the cover up. I got 5 successes to cover it up. I remember that was a phenomenal roll.
He might have already been asleep. Asleep.
Yeah, you guys you covered your tracks well, but he doesn't like seeing too much of that stuff around. Chicago's a nice city, right?
What?
Are we talking about the same city?
Well, I guess we're not talking about Gotham City.
Alright, so Damien's not happy. Well, he's happy, but not happy. He's a nice 5.
Right, he doesn't think you broke any rules. He's just wants you to simmer down.
Understandable.
Yeah, use the scalpel, not the claymore.
Oh, scalpels.
We did use the scalpel.
We did, yes.
I think we used one
Literally.
twice last night.
He's investigating the hunters. He basically says, we got our eye on it.
Okay.
So I will text back, please let us know if there are any updates or you would like us to investigate further.
You get one last text back. Glad we have you at our disposal.
Was that sarcasm?
It's
Hard to tell via text.
Yeah, was there an emoji?
There was
Why
not.
is Damien sending us an eggplant?
Maybe Alexa got the phone.
I don't know. He is a 14-year-old after all.
True.
Or the coughing emoji. Coughing. So I'm for all visiting the crypt. What are you guys?
I'm all for the crypt. Let's do this.
I agree.
Okay, so you all roll down to the crypt again to visit your other charges. When you finally entered the chamber which they were staying in, see quite the mess. There seems to be a lot of blood on the ground, and some lit candles at various points, as Hannah seems to be conducting some sort of ritual.
Do we only see Hannah?
geez.
What was that? Sorry?
Do we only see Hannah?
At first. So Harold isn't hidden. He's just back to his little corner talking to his ghost friends, but he seems to be totally unaware of what Hannah's doing. She's conducting this gigantic ritual, and she's currently sitting in the middle of all this blood and candles in a deep meditative state.
Can I make some sort of roll to identify what she's doing?
Sure. You can do occult intelligence to try to figure out what she's doing.
Can I add my oblivion since it's an oblivion or ceremony?
No, she is not conducting an oblivion ceremony, so don't add your oblivion.
You already got information out of it.
Yeah, tricky.
Does my specialty in grave rituals and ceremonies?
No, it doesn't. Not in this case. Again, more information.
Well, I have to ask to know how many dice to roll. You know.
Correct.
How about guns? Does guns count?
I do not have a specialty in guns, but I do have 3 successes.
Oh, nuts. Guns would have worked.
Aha!
He's conducting the gun ritual.
Nice.
Now, you don't know exactly what it is, but you know it is a form of blood sorcery, and it seems to be something that requires her undivided attention, so it's either some sort of divination or communication sort of spell.
It looks to be something more up your alley there, good doctor.
Well, it's exactly what we're looking for. I assume you tell me what it is. I probably should wait for her to finish in case it's something that's related to what we're doing.
While they're talking, I'm gonna go find my samurai sword, and then I'm gonna go say hi to Harold.
All right, you're able to find your samurai sword quickly.
Lost audio again.
All right, so you were able to find your sword pretty quickly, and Harold stops as you approach. Oh, hello, Sparkles. Didn't hear you all come in.
Maybe it was a good thing because Hannah looks a little busy. What is she doing?
Oh, I'm not quite sure. She tends to go off on her rituals every once in a while. She doesn't bother me with my experimentations. I don't tend to bother her either when she's off doing this sort of thing. It's actually quite fascinating.
George thinks so too. That's why we was talking to you instead of interrupting her.
Yes, George, your little fellow here, did you still want to, animate him?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, well, I've got a shopping list I discussed earlier. Do you think we can, gather all these ingredients tonight? There's nothing too exotic. Mostly, body excretions and one animal carcass that we will cure.
Yep, we was on the job. We just wanted to check in and see how you guys were doing and make sure the place is still standing. Looks good so far.
Yes, it's a quite solid establishment. I would imagine it would take approximately 200 years before we even see any sign of collapse.
Excellent. We will see you later. So I will go and corral everybody.
Alright, is everyone
All
corralled?
right.
Well,
Sure.
real quick, seeing as no one else wants to bring it up, whose blood is
Hey
this?
guys, we shouldn't bother Hannah right now. She's really busy. But we do have a shopping list, so we can make George alive. I think we should go and
Okay. Okay. Did you ask the questions about, like, the hunters, too?
I think the hunters can wait because Damien didn't give us any leads. He said not to make any more messes.
Oh, all right. I guess that's a fair point.
I will show you the text from Damien. See this last line he said, I'm not sure if he was sarcastic. The voices in my head tell me otherwise, but I'm restraining myself.
Well, I guess Damien is implying that we can't leave bodies behind as we try to raise another body.
I guess. Quick question: what exactly is our shopping list again?
So I have the list right here. We need fecal matter, a carcass of an animal of some sort. We need human semen. And I think that's it. We just need to do the ceremony.
And a ceremonial dagger that was used to kill the animal.
Yes.
You said said humancy?
What?
I think she said human semen.
Oh. Okay.
That's right. The urine, fecal matter, semen, dagger, and an animal be killed. Five
Well,
items, all pretty
we
common.
can. Unless we're gonna
Doc,
kidnap somebody's pet.
at least the three human functions seem to be up your alley, considering you have access to a hunt.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The animal's the only one that's gonna be a really
No,
hard thing
I
to probably
think
come by.
I think let's go to the Humane Society. I know one of the night guards.
We could also just catch one of the many strays around the area.
No, but isn't it better if we get an animal that's already on death row and we give him new life?
I wouldn't call it new life, but an opportunity.
Well, we can also get stray kitties, maybe.
Does the quality of the animal count too? We should take that into consideration.
I was thinking a nice dog. Something Rottweiler-y or German Shepherd-y. Maybe a nice mixed mutt.
Well, would that fit inside your friend there?
I don't think it matters if it fits in my friend or not.
You could always make adjustments.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think I can go to the hospital to get all the liquid samples necessary. If you guys want to focus on the animal.
Sparkles and I can handle the animal while you two head to the hospital.
All right.
All right, sounds fair. We'll see you next.
No taxi fare.
Is Leah coming with us?
Leah has not said a word since you started this conversation. She seems pretty disgusted in the whole affair.
I am a little too, just for the record.
Yep, I'm in the same boat, Leah.
Yep.
Maybe she should go with you guys to the hospital.
To collect poop. Okay, we'll take her.
These last few nights, it's sure. Let's go to the hospital. I like it there. We had a lot of fun.
Okay. And then maybe when we're back, we can talk to your friend about seances and maybe reaching out and see how the rules are for that.
Well, we need Hannah to be done with whatever she's doing first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's probably been done by then. Maybe. Who knows?
Just think of this as a fun side quest.
We are on a fetch quest.
Yep, fetch quest.
Welcome to World of Vampire.
Collect
better than
one
escort
vial of
quests.
urine. Check. Yep. Excellent. Well, obtaining the liquid samples probably just require a. There's a couple ways you can do it. You could simply identify the substances yourself on the shelves and just make a medicine check and take them, or you can place in an odd order. To do that, you can either do a medicine or a politics roll. I'll even allow that.
I would not be making any politics
I can
rules.
politics.
Oh, can you? Good. Well, I have a medicine 3. What do you have for politics?
I believe I have politics 3.
Well, I can just search on the shelf, and then if we can't find anything, we can politics you to get it.
All right.
Okay, make a medicine intelligence roll. If you have any specialties, throw them in there.
Just surgery, so I don't think that applies.
That's a lot of 5s.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, I don't think I find anything.
It's easy enough to find the the remnants of fecal matter and urine. You don't find any semen you think would qualify, at least unless you want to just break into some areas that you're not supposed to be in at this moment, since you don't really, that's not really your field. Unless you can try to just break in and take some semen that you don't need. Or that,
I don't need that on my record.
do we want to try
a
the
messy
politics
failure
route?
I don't
Fill out
want.
some forms?
Yeah, I'll see if I can forge some documents, some signatures to get us into the fertility.
Okay, between the two of you, that should be easy. So go ahead, roll politics, and I'll go wits this time. So it's because it's clever. What's correct forms and what words would just get people to just find whatever, sign off on it.
Much better.
4 successes.
All right, very successful at acquiring semen. You have all of your materials you need.
All right.
Nice. All right. Hopefully it's fresh enough. I don't know exactly the quality that was needed.
Nurse just looking through all the paperwork's just like, all right, this looks all in order. We'll have it in the next room.
Thanks. All right, well, I guess we'll just take it. If there's no problems, no complications, all the easier. We just take it and go head back.
Leah's just shaking her head.
Yeah, well, I don't like it either. There's nothing else we can do. I'm sorry.
All right, so Sparkles, you're at the humane shelter, the animal shelter. You have a contact there, correct?
Yes, I do.
What's the contact's name? Do you know?
So his name is Richard, and he's one of the nighttime security guard, but he also helps a lot with adoption and volunteers. And so, Sparkles, we've been frequenting there to play with the puppies and the kitties, and occasionally we'll help the animals get new homes.
Oh, hi, Sparkles. Been a little while. Glad to see you.
Nice to see you, Richard. I'm wondering if we can go and take a look at the animals.
Oh, of course. We got some nice new ones in today. Hopefully, we'll get them adopted. Please, right this way.
I have a question. Are there some animals that have a lot of trouble getting new homes and could possibly be in danger of being put down soon?
Unfortunately, there always are. We always end up with a couple strays that either have a terminal disease or just too old. A lot of them are on the list to be put down. But is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for a dog that really needs a home, that try to rescue it from being put down?
Yes, because I think that we can give this animal a new opportunity.
Well, yeah, sure. We can do that. With good faith, you can definitely try what you can with them. I mean, normally we recommend you take one of the healthier dogs so it doesn't end up on that list. Well, but yeah, if you want, right this way. There's some older ones, sicker ones.
I think it would be nice just to make them comfortable, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, they all deserve a chance, right? Please. Here's our selection right here. It brings you into a new room. A bunch of cages. The dogs all perk up as you walk in.
So I'll walk to the saddest looking one.
Most of them stand up, check you out, figure out what's going on, whether they're getting food or if it's just a new visitor. You see a Doberman who's too tired, kind of opens their eyes and just kind of whimpers. Go ahead and make an animal ken roll. Animal ken and Resolve, composure, either one of those.
Oh, sadness. Can I re-roll with willpower?
You may, yep.
Do you want me to roll as well?
Yeah, you can roll if you're just trying to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on. Awesome. Well, it's pretty.
Okay, I have 2 success.
Yes, excellent. It's pretty obvious that this animal might not even make it to be put down. It's really old.
Would it be okay if we take this one, Mr. Richard?
Are you sure? I don't think Danny here is gonna make it another night.
It's okay. At least he'll be a little bit happy and good company.
Could you make a persuasion check? Charisma persuasion?
Can I just dominate him?
You may. Sparkles saying no.
Well, I see Sparkles, motioning no. She knows my mannerisms by now, so I'm like,
2 success.
At first, he's a little caught off guard by the sudden exchange between Father O'Shea and Sparkles. But as soon as he hears your plea, it speaks to him, and he's like, "Anything for you, Sparkles. I know what you're doing. That you know what you're doing, rather." Not, he doesn't know what you're doing, but he doesn't. He knows you, so he's completely unaware of what you're doing. But
Thank you, Mr. Richard. So I'll pick up. What was the dog's name?
Danny.
Benny. Come on, Benny, let's go.
The dog kind of stands up as the cage opens, sort of limps along. One of the saddest things you've seen in a long time, and you see some terrible things.
Oh, we're gonna see some sadder things later.
Yes.
oh, Danny boy.
All right. So it looks like you have all the ingredients.
Oh, do we need to stop by Harry's jeweler shop and get a dagger?
Couldn't you use a scalpel?
I mean, it could, but it's supposed to be a
samurai
ceremonial.
sword.
Is that what you want to use to kill the dog?
Well, it's sharp, right?
Somebody's around to complain you used overkill. You didn't use enough.
Oh, I have a knife.
I wonder what classifies as a ceremonial dagger.
I think a dagger that was used in a ceremony.
Well, if that's all the qualification, then that's fine. Or a scalpel will work.
Yep, it should work out. Harold made it pretty clear earlier that the ceremonial part was just there's some leeway there.
Okay.
So are you all meeting back at the crypt for the ceremony?
I believe so.
I'm gonna make sure that Danny has like a nice meal and he feels lots of love and affection.
Okay, that's easy enough. He laps it up, fully trusting you. Big puppy eyes.
This is all on you, Sparkles.
You know, he wouldn't make it till tomorrow, so I think we're doing a really good thing here.
I'm going to perform last rites for the the dog. Just
I'm
out
gonna
of
go to the other
respect
room.
for its.
This is just a mercy killing.
Yeah, we can call it that, I guess.
Right, it looks like all the ingredients here. Necessary components for this ritual. Shall the ceremony begin? Are we all ready?
Is there anything we need to know before we get started?
Pretty much just don't interrupt. Just do anything that I say, and yeah, this won't take too incredibly long. Half an hour at most.
Okay, for anyone not interested, right now would be a good time to go and get some ice cream or go hunting or something.
Doc. Want to bounce?
Yep.
Leah's like, I'm out too. This is too much for me.
Well, I would
That's
think the doctor would be really interested in it.
fine.
I'm
No,
gonna stick
not
around.
that
He draws the line at semen.
Yeah, something about stuffing semen into dead animals is just wrong.
It's one way if there was consent forms and there were paper.
Father O'Shea's gonna watch and try to learn the ritual as it goes along.
Okay. As he begins the ritual, he has you all stand around where the circle of blood used to be. It looks like Hannah cleaned it up with expert precision. You don't even see a flake of blood left. She is standing off to the side. She is prepared as well. Witness all, this place where the shroud thins. Bring me the animal. As Danny brought to Harold, he draws the blade. Sparkles, please take this dagger. He then mixes up all three of the fluids into a bowl and hand paints the dagger with all the fluids just on his hand, kind of making sure that it's thickly coated. He then proceeds to chant an incantation. Arama Sala Ta. Ta. Cut the animal's throat. He holds it in front. Easy to slice at it. Sparkles proceeds. It doesn't resist. It is too old and feeble. A little blood spurts out, but not much. The animal dies with a whimper. Gora Mashaka. Now remove its limbs. Its limbs are cut off one by one. I will prepare the rest. He then begins to chant further as he starts sewing the body together in an odd configuration. You feel dark powers flowing through. Wind. But it's not a natural, refreshing wind. It feels wrong. It feels as if something is watching you. Anybody who's witnessing this feels as if someone is directly behind you and about to put their arm on your shoulder or whisper into your ear. However, you feel or hear nothing. Sparkles, please hand me George. The pieces of the animal carcass start to twitch, and they sort of shimmy into George as if they were crawling into bed. Then George twitches on his own. George stands up, and he walks over to Sparkles.
George, you're alive!
I think that's a loose interpretation.
So cool, we can go on walks together, and then we can, like, do all those really fun things, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be so much.
George gives a little hop. He seems excited.
Make sure that those walks are nowhere that the kind can see you.
Well, people take, like, even stuffies for walks all the time. Haven't you seen those magic tricks where there's the leash and the, like, invisible dog?
You have a good point, but
Or those Chinese dancing lions?
still, we don't want to push it too far, is all I'm saying.
See, George, everybody here wants to ruin our fun.
People put weird costume on animals too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Now, George won't always be around and alive. He can only do this when he's within certain range of, well, me. I can teach you to reanimate him later, but right now, this will have to do. But, it's probably for the best. He won't, compromise the masquerade if he's is not moving.
Thank you, Mr. Harold. That's so cool.
George gives you a little hug.
I'll definitely have to learn how to do that ceremony. In which case, George will be able to move whenever he's near me, which is most times I'm near you.
It would be cool if we could all learn how to do the ceremony so we can have many Georges. Oh my gosh, an army of Georges?
Nope.
Father Murray does not like that
There's
idea at
a
all.
lot of shite you have to gather.
But isn't Father Murray not here? Didn't he go out? Didn't he go out somewhere?
Oh, I'm out. I'm just out of character. That seems like a very bad idea for the masquerade.
You can feel his nopes from outside. Nope, nope.
The nope force is strong with him.
On that note, now that we have an animated George, let's take a small break. It looks like Harry's a little away for now, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. And continue after that. Thank you.
Right on.
Welcome back to Blood City, Chicago by Night Chronicle. During the first half of our hour, we talked to Harold, a certain necromancer who was able to animate Sparkle's stuffed animal George, who is now alive, a homuncular servant in him. And it looks like Sparkles is seems with joy here.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send George out to find them.
I guess that's one way to get us.
Of course, I'll be like invisible watching their reactions because I think this is great.
Right, so a stuffed animal appears to have walked out of the crypt and has greeted Dr. Joseph Murray, Bogdan, and Leah.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
What? No, this is too much. No.
Sparkles?
So I reappear, like, laughing hysterically. You guys should have seen your faces.
Yeah, quick question. So that dog you fucked up, is he in George forever now?
Yes, he's part of George forever.
And what are you doing with the dog body?
I don't know, that's a good question. This is a crypt, so we'll find a nice place for the rest of him.
Jesus Christ.
I don't believe Jesus had anything to do with this.
I think you're right, Father.
Anyways, I think Hannah has something to tell us, so let's go back.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad to see the ceremony was a success. Top work, Harold. Thank you, my dear. So yes, I heard you. Yes, I do have something to tell you. What was it again? Oh, yes. Spirits. Part of our exploration with the dead is not just speaking to them. You see, ghosts have these passions, seem a bit emotional at times, and aren't very forthcoming. Yes, that's correct. I speak with spirits fairly regularly. Don't let's say they're like most people. They can be troublesome and don't actually speak what they mean necessarily. But we've come up with a method. Well, to correct you, I and Nikolai came up with the method. This just benefits our research greatly. Oh yes, that's correct. Sorry, I didn't mean I came up with a method, but we're working towards a method. Reconcile the two sides of the mind, the emotional side versus logical side. We're trying to determine whether or not what Hannah Nikolai discovered is actually part of the spirit, or if it's some sort of universal reflection, sort of an echo, as in when I speak and I hear my echo, it's not necessarily an indication that I am there. However, it was initiated from me. A recording, maybe. Something like
So
that.
backup.
Yeah, exactly. So how to
It's
put
an
this
interesting concept.
delicately, through my divinations, and well, Harold here has seen some residual energies off of you, Bogdan. You seem to be hanging out with a spirit quite often. Is this correct?
It is. In my apartment, there is a spirit that has been residing there for so.
I see. In your apartment. That's highly unusual. Do you know the spirit?
I do.
Did you know the spirit when they were alive?
I did. I'd rather not talk about it from there, but
Oh, most curious. Well, as we've discovered, and we just did with the former Mr. Graves, there's a method that we've been employing to help the dead resolve their issues. As you may have noticed, Mr. Graves is no longer around. Now, we didn't do anything bad to him. We just helped him move on. We contacted a relative of his, and they were able to find something he wanted them to find. And that was enough, and he's no longer here. And you see, this helps us in our research because there's a little burst of necrotic energy as they leave, but there's also a positive feel to it. It's unusual. We're trying to determine if this connects my energies of my magic to the energies of Harold's sort of magic.
all right.
That's interesting. I have a question. If these ghosts are echo backups, recordings, how are they tied for some sort of desire or purpose? If it's a memory backup, it's kind of strange that it's there until something happens.
Oh no, sorry. The ghosts themselves aren't a memory. I'm saying that I have devised a method, which helps us greatly. As I was saying, when we simply speak with the spirits, we don't get the information back that we need necessarily. But I've devised a method where I can just access their memories without discussing it with them, which that seems a little
Okay.
invasive, but it helps them in the end. We never use it for nefarious purposes.
I understand. Okay, cool. Very nice.
So you want to remove the spirit from my apartment?
It sounds like they want to help her move herself.
I'd be okay with that. I think that'd be for the best.
Excellent. We didn't want to pose. But looks like tonight's a night for magic. Night being in bulk makes a lot of sense. A renewal, a light, corresponding with Candlemas, Groundhog's Day. The energies tonight, the rays of the sun come back, which, of course, for us is death, but for the living, that's not as bad. Now I'm rambling. Please, somebody stop me from rambling.
All right. Should I take you to my apartment, or will you?
That should work, I believe. But one thing, the ritual requires how to put this delicately. I don't think I can put this delicately. We need the body or the remains of the individual. Could you? I mean, do you know where those are? She is. Yeah.
I do. Yes. They're buried in a cemetery, a little to the north. I'm sure we can dig them up.
Now, there's two ways we can go about this. There's, well, my school of thought, in that we should always discuss this with the dead first. And then there's Hannah's school of thought, where the dead are too emotional, it says. Would you prefer if we speak to her first, or should we speak to her memories?
It might be a little difficult to converse with her properly.
I see. Some spirits are unreasonable.
No, it's not that. It's that she can't speak.
Interesting.
Was she a mute in life?
Not at all.
Then what makes you believe she can't speak?
She's only ever gurgled at me. Her throat's gone. I tore it out.
Sounds like it's a great weight upon you.
It is.
Well, perhaps in doing this we can find some peace for both of you. Now tell me, my son, did she have the last rites performed before she passed?
No, not.
Would you be okay if or would you like me to do so before we send her to a better place?
I mean, she wasn't really the religious type, but I guess it.
Well, you knew her better than I, but if you want it done, I will bring the oils and whatnot.
All right.
Okay, so, are we going to her gravesite then?
I guess we are.
As you travel in that direction, Hannah approaches you, Bogdan. So, I know this can be difficult, especially with somebody you knew. But can you first tell me her name?
Yes, I can, which I have written down somewhere. Was her name Hannah? Fuck, I have this written down somewhere. Just a moment.
Great boyfriend doesn't even know her name.
Hell yeah. I know, I'm a
What's her
horrible
name?
scumbag.
No wonder she haunts you.
Yeah,
That's her one thing. She just wants you to remember her
the name was
which will be go
Sarah.
off.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering my name. She fades off.
That's just all she needed.
I sure hope one of our previous episodes didn't name her and that's the wrong name or something. That'd be so bad.
That would be horrible. Anyways.
Okay. So this is her grave here now. Alright, 1 second, I need to prepare. Alright, I'm ready. However, we're gonna need the corpse.
I suppose we should get digging then.
Harold approaches. He came prepared. He's done this before. He has some shovels.
George can help.
I can also help. I've got potence that'll make this pretty quick.
Okay, that
And I'll
absolutely will
walk around
help.
the perimeter.
Could I use my my shadow hands things to dig?
But that'll be very strange.
Actually, that might be anyone passing by would. That would be a pretty hard masquerade breach. Yeah, we'll just go with the potent. Do an arouse roll.
Alright, so Dr. Murray is on a lookout, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I want to make sure there's no night watch or whatever. I mean, like 10 people now in the grave together. This is not a.
All right, using my lore sheet to counteract the hunger gain that I just got.
Figured you would. It's a great lore sheet to have.
Yeah, I mean, if people have paid attention, I have only had to feed once since this character has been.
So, George is equipped with a little mini shovel that Harold's brought along just for this very case. Obviously,
That's so cute.
yep, it's adorable.
Please tell me it has a hard hat.
I don't know, Jolene, does George have a hard hat?
Well, I will fashion one with like bandages.
So with the help of George, I mean, the bulk of the work is done by Father O'Shea, but Harold and Hannah help out as well. You're able to dig up the grave in faster than any human grave diggers could. Bogdan, what are you doing while they dig up the grave, or are you helping?
Bogdan would be helping, but he's also just kind of marveling at how fucking surreal this all is. He's digging up his ex-girlfriend's grave, who he murdered with the help of a priest, a eugenicist from the 1950s, a bunch of wizards, and a stuffed animal. There's something almost comical about it.
Necromancers, not wizards. There's a difference.
Very slim, though.
This should definitely become a comic book.
Absolutely.
Or at least a comedy skit.
You're able to exhume the body. So, Bogdan, before I open the casket here, do you want to see what's inside, or would you prefer to look away?
No, I'll watch.
The body has an expected amount of decay. Dead, but not pretty. Even with the funerary makeup, it's been long enough. That's definitely a corpse.
Do we have a time frame of when this happened, just for backstory purposes?
Probably within the past decade, a few years ago.
Okay.
Oh, so Bogdan's not that old, is he?
Not really. No.
Quite the prodigy, considering the level of power you wielded.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive. Scary, but impressive.
All right, stop checking out his prodigy. Let's go.
Hey, we might need another sample for a ritual.
Anna prepares herself. She slicks her hands with her own vitae.
Lost audio.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do hand gestures and push to talk at the same time. I just realized that.
You gotta use your feet. Gotta get you a foot pedal.
Yeah, I need a foot pedal. Hannah, she prepares for the ritual. She puts vitae on her hand. Holds her red hands over the corpse, begins to chant. He then turns and gestures before her, and then an exact replica that looks like sort of a reflection in a pond, so you can sort of see through her. Sarah appears before her. She continues to chant. Waves her hands around. Definitely looks like a wizard casting a spell.
You gotta get them pointy hats.
Yes. And I puts on her pointy hat. And as Bogdan, as Harry, you know her the best. I'd like you to speak for her.
All right.
Remember, this is just her memory. This isn't her spirit as well. So her pain that she currently has isn't there. It will just be answering as if it was just a recording.
All right. Brilliant. What's the first question, I guess?
Who are you?
My name's Sarah. I'm a social worker.
Do you know Bogdan?
Yeah, I do. We were engaged. Or we are engaged.
She turns and looks at the coterie. I have a certain set of questions I'd like to ask. Do any of you have any questions you'd like to ask?
If she would like me to perform the last rites for her.
That won't be necessary.
What did Bogdan do to you?
He came home one day and he wasn't himself. I tried to see what was wrong. I went up to him and he turned on me. It was so fast. Tore my throat out and bled to death on the floor.
Did it hurt?
At first, yes, but I guess I went into shock pretty quick.
Is there something you wish you could have done before you died? Top and most important thing.
Well, my social work agency was, as always, underfunded, understaffed. One of my coworkers was dealing with a pretty tough case, and I was hoping to help her out on that, but it didn't come to be.
A tough case. Social work. Could you give me any information on what case that was?
Yes, I can. There was a mother with a lot of kids, and she's a drug user. We were trying to investigate, but there were some legal boundaries, I guess you could say, to our full intervention.
see, Mother. Harold steps in. He doesn't ask any questions. He just says the coterie. This could be the key. If social work continues after she passed on, if she can help those who she wanted to, or rather those who require her help, that she's probably hanging on to this last thread. We can help this fortunate group of people, woman, this family. That might help her pass on.
All right. Seems like a good idea.
Sounds logical.
Any further questions?
Bogdan just speaks up. I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. He has nothing else to say beyond that.
The reflection is rather emotionless, just staring on, straight at Hannah. Hannah clenches her fists. Reflection fades away.
This is something that we could be solved with a phone call even? I mean, could we figure out if this fixes right away, or is it something that takes over time? And we would have to actually have,
Generally, it can't be, what do they call it nowadays? Half-assed. You must, bring forth, the desires of the dead, make sure they come to fruition, and, not always, but sometimes you have to prove it to their spirit. Sometimes just the act itself lets them fly off into the wherever it is. It's not oblivion. Usually it's not oblivion. Darker ones. Let's hope that's not the case here. It seems like a very positive person. I mean, her last desire wasn't to murder her enemies, it was to help people. So this is usually quite the positive case. Which will be something that Hannah will most enjoyably witness the passing on. It feels like a birth.
Okay.
All right, then I suppose we should get to work.
Well, work, absolutely. I'd imagine we want to clean up this mess first. Harold, a towel, thank you. Harold gets to work with a shovel, trying to bury the body once again.
I'll help him.
Dr. Murray, please make an awareness and resolve check.
I suck at both those, I'm pretty sure, so maybe I shouldn't have been on watch.
I could probably help too, just because it looks like we got the manpower situation sorted.
All right, if you're better at it. You said awareness what?
Resolve?
Oh, I got pretty good resolve.
Or composure in this case, actually.
I got 2 with awareness. Oh, that was you. Oh, I got 0.
All right, you see some kids coming up in the cemetery. They seem to just be hanging out. They're like, yeah, hang out in the cemetery at night. This is kind of cool. They're heading in your direction.
Kids like teenager kids?
Yeah, like teenager kids. Gothy kids wearing all black. Leather belt, some studs on them.
Okay.
Sparkles
Well,
friends.
since he doesn't see them, I'm going to wave my hands at everybody to let them know stuff is happening, and then I'm going to grab George and try to intercept them. And
Sparkles, please allow me. This is my haven after all.
no, you was busy. You was
I
doing
can take a
the
break.
thing. But you was scary.
I can be kind.
Well,
I
let
do
me
go to
talk
church
to them first, and if it looks like it's not going well, then you can step in.
Saint Michael, protect us.
Plus, you're covered in dirt.
Yeah, you're covered in dirt, probably. Anyway, I'm gonna go and intercept the teenage kids and be like, "Hey guys, I saw this like really cool mausoleum over there, and we should go check it out."
Whoa. What? Cool. Mausoleum. So you're dressed up kind of fun. What's going on tonight, huh?
Oh, I was gonna go check out this nightclub, but I want to go over there first. Why don't you come with me?
Oh, hey, this isn't like some sort of psycho murderer thing, right?
Do I look like a psycho murderer? You're so funny. I guess you both get along really, really well here. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
Oh, you know, old stuff. I like Depeche Mode.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, so I guess I've never hung out in a graveyard with a Lolita before. This is pretty cool. Okay, guys, let's go.
Oh, and I'm gonna give them I'm gonna pass this little locket, and it has some cocaine in it. Be like, "Hey guys, check this."
Whoa, is this like this drugs?
Come on, you know what this is. Let's go.
No way, we're straight edge. We don't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
What kind of goths are you?
Oh, thank God.
Hey, we don't do drugs. We're cool like that. Well, I mean, we'll smoke some weed, but not real drugs.
You know what?
No peer pressuring,
If
Sparkles.
you sprinkle this on some weed, it's even better.
Make a manipulation roll, please. Manipulation.
All the stains.
Wits or
Yeah, is there a morals check?
What was the last roll? Manipulation with?
yeah, wits will be fine, I guess. Or
But
sorry. What's the
persuasion manipulation?
yeah, persuasion manipulation. I got that backwards. Yeah.
Stains on you, stains on your giraffopotamus, stains on your whole clan.
Critical 5 success.
Nice. Okay. You have a what do you call this? Have this. Yeah. Cool. All right. So they're all about it. They light up with you. They smoke up. This is a good feeding opportunity. You want to feed on them?
Not unless they fall asleep. I'm pretty good on eating. Honestly, I think ice cream is way more appetizing than these guys because they're not very smart.
Are you saying ice cream is smart?
Ice cream is better than these clowns.
All right. So these teenagers who were formerly straight edge are now hopped up on drugs. We're able to bury the body once again. Obviously, there's no good way at the moment to make it not apparent that the body was dug up. However, it is buried once again. So, I suppose the first task would be to contact this family. I'd imagine you want to go to the social work office, figure out who it was and how you can help them.
I believe that would be a smart. Perhaps I could swing by the office, the social work office, whatever you call it, and see if it's open, or if it's not, maybe find a way in, go through the...
Okay, it's late enough that you find that the well, first of all, are you all going, or are we just hanging out with some teenagers, some Stones teenagers? Hi.
Smoking crack with teenagers.
Did you leave those kids alone?
Yeah, you didn't give them drugs and then just walk away, did you?
Well, I make sure they only had a little bit and that they're happy and doing their thing, and I'll be like, see you later, guys.
So you're the magical drug fairy that hangs around in crypts and gives free
The
cocaine out.
cocaine Lolita that hangs out in the graveyard.
For those of us watching, please remember that Sparkles is eternally a teenager.
And that none of
remember,
us condone this.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't trick teenagers into doing drugs. Don't peddle drugs. Okay.
I'm looking for signs of vandalism before I leave.
You mean from the teenagers or in general?
Yes, from the victim.
But victim.
Exactly.
They're victims now, okay?
They're not
No,
victims.
They're not doing anything
They-
crazy, other than just like
All
running
right.
around. Some of them are just kind
As
of
long as they didn't vandalize.
Well, we needed a distraction. It's helping.
Oh, you totally did. I mean, I commend how you handled that, but my character would literally bury them alive if they vandalized his graveyard.
Excellent
Pretty dick thing to
priority,
do.
Father. Excellent priority.
Yeah.
That doesn't solve our problem, though. That just makes it worse.
They can't break the masquerade if they're dead.
That's how we solved yesterday's problem. We got to come up with new things per week, guys. Come on.
Sure
Murder all
enough.
your problems away.
Gotta be original. After all, Jason Voorhees killed over 240 people on screen without copying the same way twice.
New goals.
That's very creative.
Yeah, really gotta hand to the writers of Friday the 13th.
So, moving on to the social work building. Ogden knows where it is.
Yes.
So at this time of night, it is closed.
I assumed as much.
Breaking in would require larceny, or if you actually want to literally break in, make an athletics or other such roll to break the lock, or window, or wall.
I
Oh,
can
boy.
try.
I
have
could actually
bacon.
do athletics. I don't want to sound... Let's let Sparkles try to be stealthy first.
So, what do we need? Athletics and dexterity or strength?
Are we breaking it, or are we trying to pick the lock?
Breaking. Or opening a window or something.
Okay. So larceny or athletics? Athletics and strength to break something.
And then do I add, like, anything for the skill?
If you have any specialties that pertain to this breaking into places, I believe you do, right?
Yep.
It's a dex check, isn't it?
You're breaking the lock, right? Like hard hitting it.
Yep, breaking the lock.
I was just going to say her fleetness could add celerity to it if she did it with lockpicks, but she's not. Ignore me.
While she's rolling that, I have a
Okay,
question.
I have 3 success.
What's the question?
How do you get specialties in the future? Is that an XP?
3 XP.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. If there's something that you do all the time, you might as well just buy one. That's enough. It was a pretty cheap lock. You're able to get inside the building. You don't hear any alarms.
All right. And I suppose I shall enter.
Actually, let me go first and see if there's any security cameras. So
Probably a good call.
Invisible and not detectable by, or Father could go in because he's not detectable by cameras either.
I am detectable. I show off as a blur and whatnot, so I still set things off. It's just hard to identify.
Ah, okay, then I would go.
He's the reason ghost stories start.
All right. Sparkles goes in invisibly.
Oh, I didn't have to roll for that, but I had to roll for unseen passage. Yes, okay, good.
There you go. That works. You do note where there are security cameras. There is one right at the entrance. You probably can open up a side window where there's not a security camera at all. There's not tons of security cameras. This isn't Fort Knox. It's a couple in key areas, but you can easily work your way around them so that you can navigate through the building without being seen.
I wonder if there's like another door I can open for them so that they can get in without being seen as well.
Yeah, there's like a side entrance.
Okay. So I will let them in through the side entrance and tell them where the cameras are.
All right. I'll take care to avoid them.
You make it to what used to be the office that Sarah worked at. Lots of files. Some cabinets. Alphabetical.
Ooh.
You just begin to alphabetical. Do you know what you're looking for, or do you just begin to search for something that describes that?
Bogdan was not the most attentive fiance, so I'm assuming he's just going to be searching for whatever is vaguely shaped like the case that she described.
Okay. Could you make a roll for me? What roll? I believe investigation. And solve just because of how long it might take. Just making sure that you're paying attention the whole time. Anybody who's searching can also make this roll.
Fucking one dice. Well, of those one dice, that's one success.
It's not too bad.
You could always blood boost yourself to have another.
And if anybody else wants to come in and help them search, that's also allowed.
I mean, I'll help them look, but I don't know what we're looking for.
I'm gonna go outside the building while being invisible so I can keep watch.
I definitely would be handy in this one, so I'll follow.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Dr. Murray doesn't know exactly what you're looking for, so do you want to explain what you're looking for?
I'll fill him in on the case specifics.
All right. I mean, I got a pretty good resolve.
So do
Alright.
I also have a specialty in research.
Annoying
If,
paperwork.
Yep. Oh, wait. Nope, wrong character. I do not have a specialty in research, but I do have points in investigation, as well as a high.
Oh, I have research specialty for academics.
Yeah.
I got that. I also got data forgery. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so go ahead and make the same roll. Resolve investigation. Anybody who's there looking.
Wait, resolve or academics? I mean, investigation or academics?
Investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, investigation for this.
2 successes, and apparently the beast.
I got 2 as well.
That's a combined 5 successes, right?
Yes. Math is hard, but I think that's correct.
All right, these files weren't hidden or anything like that. So you don't quite get a compulsion there, Father O'Shea. You were about to get frustrated, but you were able to find someone that meets the description that Sarah's reflection provided you. Let me see if I get this right. A single mother with a family that wasn't having
Yes.
much luck with income or getting money or work or whatnot, with a lot of medical issues, that sort of thing.
Correct.
Right. Did Sarah say her name?
It was not said.
All right. How about let's come up with the name right here. How about Dally?
All right.
Middle name Dilly.
Cruel parents. You find her address. Got what, 4 kids?
Yes, that sounds about correct.
And nowhere to go. Nothing. Inability to work, disabilities, and even the kids need medical care, but there's nothing supporting them. The social welfare programs aren't even close to enough to support everything that she's trying to juggle at once. Already working 4 jobs and not even close.
It is Chicago.
All right. I'll write out a check for $1 million, and then I'll put my phone number on a little. Well, I'll just put my business card on it and say, "Give me a call." And I'm assuming they're asleep, so I'll slip it through the mail slot.
Okay, go down to apartment. One of the trashiest places that you've been in for a long time, and you've been hanging out in graveyards recently.
Yeah, I've been digging up bodies.
Somehow this feels more depressing where you are, but you do feel good dropping off that little note and the check.
All right.
The night is coming to a close at the moment. Probably can do one last action. Is there anything else people want to do before the night ends?
Maybe we should try to get in touch with Leah's friends.
Agreed.
Seance, is that what we're looking for?
Or at least find out what's needed to do it, so that way tomorrow night we can get the prep work done or something.
I'd also real quick skim through the graveyard to make sure the teenagers left.
But that means I have to go back to the graveyard, so I don't think we're going to go back there.
Well,
Just call the cops.
I'm saying before I bed down for the night. Remember, that is my haven. That is where I sleep.
Returning to the crypts. Oh, all of you! I didn't expect to see you all once again. Is there anything else we can do for you tonight?
That should be it.
You're talking about the seance, right?
Well, we're looking at contacting Leah's friends that just died. They died yesterday, 2 days ago? I guess 2 nights.
Oh, so soon. There particular reason you're calling upon them?
Closure information, maybe?
I just want to say goodbye. Generally, that's reserved for graves and memoriams. Do you really want to awaken the dead? Say goodbye?
Yeah, are you even sure they passed on? I mean, their spirits haven't passed on. The spirits could already be at rest.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I suppose this does seem like a bit much. I'm not sure I could bear to see them dead.
If you want, I can check. It wouldn't take me very long.
Not even sure I want to know what that means.
He's going to check if they're alive or not. Because if they're not, then maybe we can save them.
Oh, it's more a matter of I can see if they've passed on to a better place or not, if they're at rest.
All right, let's see what we can do.
There's gonna be a lot of rouse checks.
Arousing. Do you want to explain what you're doing, just so that way everyone watching can figure out, step by step?
Yeah, I was just looking up the exact wording, so I give it to him right.
Cool.
So, from the Fall of London, we have a ritual that pretty much all the Sombre have access to. It's called the Knowing Stone, and what it is it's a ceremony that uses a stone in a bowl filled with my blood, my vitae, to tell if a spirit has passed on, and if it has not passed on, where its exact location is. I get no information at all if the spirit is still alive. So in that lack of information, I also can tell if they're alive. Ceremonies are very similar to rituals. You'll see a lot of them in Cult of the Blood Gods, which is by OnyxPath here. And yeah, so I'm going to have to do some rouse checks. I'm going to ask, back into character. Yeah, can you possibly write down the names of all your friends for me, first and last, if you got them?
Proceeds to jot down the notes of all her friends, even their nicknames.
I got no audio.
She goes ahead and jots down the list of all the friends and even their nicknames.
Awesome. All right, so Everybody's going to see Father O'Shea gathering a bowl typically used in christenings, and I'm going to fill it with my own blood, and I've got to empty it and refill it in between each ceremony. So, time for some rouse checks. All right, the first one's going to give me a hunger. Oh, that wasn't.
Harold seems
There
interested.
we go. 5 successes to figure out the first name.
Harold looks on intently. Very curious at your ceremony here.
Taking a stone and stirring the blood with the stone from the church I serve in, and figuring out if the first person has passed.
Oh, they've definitely passed on.
All right, gonna move on. Repeat the process for the second.
Okay. Hannah approaches Bogdan. Are you okay with all of what's been going on tonight? I mean, not okay, but how are you holding up? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, right?
I've certainly been better, but I think this is for the best.
I know it can be painful. You have my sympathies. If there's anything you need, just let me know.
The same goes for you. You've done me an absolute great favor. So, if you ever need anything, here's my card, and I'll hand her my business card.
That means a lot.
Just my door's always.
All right. So how did we do with those rolls? Burn through them there.
You starving yet?
Yeah, I'm actually, I've got holes have opened up in my hands. I'm bleeding from my wrists and forehead, and my shins as if I have been crucified. I have the character flaw stigmata, and I have succeeded on checks to everything. My hunger is currently at 4.
Jesus, dude.
Well, you do find out that they've all passed on. There are no spirits haunting this realm at the moment. They were all killed relatively swiftly.
So while bleeding from the forehead and eyes and everything, I look at Leah and say, I can assure you, they're all in heaven. And I am very hungry.
Make sure you give her a thumbs up.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna need a drink.
So
That
does
makes
he.
2 of us. I need to go hunting.
Do we have time?
If you're quick, you might be able to get a little blood here. Sure.
I have iron gullet if there's anything recently buried.
No, we gotta dig it up. That takes forever.
Crap. Wait, is there a wake, a viewing?
At 2 a.m?
They leave the corpses overnight.
Yeah, well, you never know. Maybe those teenagers are still around.
Okay, I'll go hunt the teenagers. What do I need to roll?
Well, if they're still in the graveyard.
What happens when you drink cocaine blood?
You have a good time. That's what happens.
Welcome to Vegas.
Bad things happen. Bad things happen.
All right, so there's 4 teenagers. They seem pretty hopped up. How do you approach this feeding?
Hungrily.
Did anyone go with him?
Nope, this is not going to end well for those kids.
Remember, he's still covered in stigmata.
Yep, crazy bloody priest starts running at these kids.
At dawn.
I
They're
honestly,
freaking out.
I haven't approached yet. You know what? I think in order to protect the masquerade, I'm actually going to have to let these kids go and hope for the best the next day.
Don't you have any nuns or other acolytes staying over at the church overnight?
Acolytes?
I mean, I don't know what they're called. Altar boys?
I can,
Lost causes that you're helping shelter for the...
I think it's a lost cause that we have a priest having to suck a altar boy.
Jesus Christ.
And that wraps up tonight's game.
Yep.
Everyone
On that
have a
note,
listening.
thank you for joining us at Blood City. We had a great Imbach weekend. Happy Groundhog's Day. Puxatony Phil did not see a shadow, so spring's gonna come early. And
Awesome.
yeah, lots of rituals and ceremonies conducted on today's stream.
Yep.
We will proceed tomorrow and see if Father O'Shea frenzies, and we'll also see if Bogdan gains himself a new touchstone here. Thank you, and have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Good night.